All right, Chloe, can you hear me? Yeah, you can go ahead and unmute yourself too.
Okay.
All right, thanks for joining me. And to anyone else that is watching today, I see Alize is in the comments already, giving her support for you. Um, so to just start off, for anyone who's watching that doesn't know what SSI is, SSI stands for the Summer Systematics Institute. It's a summer internship program that is run by the California Academy of Sciences here in San Francisco. And I am the science communications intern, but the rest of the interns are doing like proper lab science and like hard science. And so I get to interview the rest of them this summer, and we get to learn about what they're all working on. So today we have Chloe Howard. Yay! So Chloe, I'm gonna add your what's it called, presentation to the screen, and then we can start going through
Sounds
everything.
good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Um,
Okay.
all right, so all about you. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, so my name's Chloe Howard. I was adopted from China as a baby, and I'm from Sonoma, California, which is only about an hour drive north from San Francisco, so I'm pretty local. Spent a lot of time going to the city as a kid. And so I'm a fourth year at Sonoma State University in Rohnert Park. I'm a bio major with applied statistics minor, and I'm working on weevil genomes and phylogenetics with Dr. Matt Van Dam here at the Academy. So, and then that picture, if we go back, is me out in the field looking for beetles in 2020. I thought it was a nice picture, beautiful day. It was pretty fun to show.
All right, and then our next question is, what inspired your love for science, and how was science and nature incorporated into some of your early childhood?
Oh man. So my earliest experiences with science were doing projects for school and actually traveling to the Cal Academy. If you see there, I'm on the left and my sister's on the right. And that was actually from 2009 when we had all come to the Academy. And I remember having such a wonderful time exploring everything and getting into the rainforest and just really seeing what science had to offer here. So mostly what fueled my love for science was just being outdoors a lot as a kid. I was in the Girl Scouts for 13 years and we did camping and short hikes, but we also did these programs that were helping women in science and STEM and really giving young children more experiences in tech stuff like coding, like engineering, and all that other stuff. So I did a bunch of that when I was younger, but mostly it was along the way of my parents. So my mom was super adamant about providing me with lots of opportunities and lots of ways to fuel my scientific interests and passions as well. So it was a combination of things, but all of it kind of ended up being biology was always on the table. So yeah.
Awesome. And then what kind of brought you to this program specifically, coming out of all of that science growing up? Why were you drawn to this program and to the research that you're currently working on?
So I've done other internships before. I've done concentration science intensives. I did an internship with Pepperwood. I've been out in the field for 2 years, and I really wanted something different. I wanted to see more genetics and lab work and get those skills that I had been exposed to before. And I also wanted to try my hand at learning complex workings about DNA and all that stuff that comes with it, such as PCR and the qubit and next gen sequencing, which I always found was like so cool and so amazing. So I wanted it to be challenging, but in a different way, not just physically draining, but mentally stimulating as well. Weevils are beetles, and beetles are my favorite insect. I love them. And I really wanted to learn about them more just genetically. So I wanted to see what all of that genetics all turned into phylogenetics and see what else they had in store. So what really interested me was the scope of the internship and the values of valuable skills and networking that would bring and greatly benefit my future career. And also to work at an institution that I had been going to since I was a child is just a dream come true. And I've had such a wonderful time here. It's just been amazing.
Yeah, it's interesting because a few of the cohort, or a few of like the interns actually are like from California. There aren't like too many of us, but I think like three or four of us had actually been to the academy before. So I feel like we have like a totally different, like, it's kind of surreal to be working
It
here
is.
after
It's absolutely
here.
surreal. It's just
Yeah.
like, wow, I get to be here and absorb all this information. Plus, working with Matt Van Dam has been amazing. He's very knowledgeable about coding. And I'm just trying to soak in every single word he says. And I sound like an overeager dog when I'm like, yeah, 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 tell me more, tell me more. So, but it's been great.
Yeah. I wanted to backtrack a little bit, but why do you love beetles so much? Like, what is it about?
Ooh. So beetles are so diverse and they're found literally everywhere. So there's so much just differences in all these other beetles. So there's like giant beetles and there's little beetles and there's beetles that are brown and beetles that are brightly colored and shiny. And it's just like looking at that whole scope of the organisms is just like there's so many beetles to choose from and beetles to see and beetles to find out. And there's always new things coming out, especially about weevils, which is kind of a relatively under under researched group. So it's just interesting and fascinating.
Yeah, and then I just found this out yesterday, but for anyone else watching, what is the difference between a weevil and a beetle?
Weevils are beetles, but not
Yeah.
all beetles are weevils.
Yeah.
And that's all I got.
Oh,
They got it. Well,
okay.
weevils have a long snout called a rostrum, and other beetles don't really have that. So it's kind of like a telltale factor is the long noses for weevils and stuff. So yeah,
All right. Sweet. Yeah, they're so cute. I love
they are adorable.
them. All right, let's move on a little bit. But how has your experience been working with the other scientists of color in this cohort?
Oh man, being with other scientists of color has been amazing to be surrounded by like-minded people who are also eloquent and intelligent and strive for the same values that I do. And I really loved being here and getting to know everybody and their specific interests. And it really made me feel seen because I didn't really have a lot of role models growing up that looked exactly like me and had the same background as me. But being here and seeing the diversity and being the diversity that I needed for myself growing up has been great. And I'm happy with the representation, and everyone has all these different perspectives. And it just really is a great group of people that just share all their information and their different stories together.
Yeah, it's been so fun just getting to meet everyone, and everyone's so passionate about all of their subjects. It's pretty insane. Um,
Plus,
I like this.
I I've never been around this much diversity, or I mean, that I remember, especially in science. It's always been a little, I feel like the only Asian person in the room, the only woman, and it's nice to feel that sense of community with everybody as well.
Yeah, definitely. And we've been doing a lot of things outside of work too. I mean, this photo is from the county fair. We
Yeah, that
went
was
to
a fun day.
saw a pig race. It was pretty
Yeah,
pretty
that was
thrilling
pretty
stuff.
fun. Yeah, motorcycle
Yeah.
jumps, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, oh my god, that was awesome. I also wanted to mention to anyone who is watching, you feel free to submit any questions in the comments section, and we can also take a look at them. And yeah, someone is in India right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go to sleep. Go to
All
sleep.
right, let's see. I'll go to bed. Okay, let's move on to the last question I have for you. But looking to the future, what are your next steps after the summer, and how has SSI impacted those plans, if at all?
Ooh, okay. So, in all honesty, my next steps are a little bit shaky. I'm kind of undecided on what I want to do after graduating in the fall. And the pendulum swings between going to grad school right away or taking time off and getting a big girl job and kind of collecting myself and seeing what other options there are, or, getting a nice job as well. And I'm kind of receiving a lot of mixed messages from people in my life, my mentors and stuff. Some of them are like, go to grad school right away. Others are like, take a gap year, take 2 gap years. Why not? Some say, don't even go to grad school. And it's kind of a little conflicting. There's a lot of pros and cons for everything. I really don't know what to make of it at times. 'Cause it's just like there's so many options and opportunities, but I just really got to focus and see. And that being said, I really want to eventually get a good job that I like and be able to financially support myself without too much issue. And that could mean a lot of different things. There's a lot of different ways to get there. And my head's been buzzing with thinking of doing something in entomology or something with science education. So, and SSI has really definitely shaped my trajectory and I think has altered my view on possible paths for the future. But well, it's kind of a big adventure, and I'm gonna take some small steps, take some big ones too, and see where I end up.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Like undergrad is such a crazy time of transition. Just college in general. It's kind of
Oh yeah,
nonstop transition for like 4+ years. It's pretty insane. But yeah,
it's been interesting.
yeah, to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a wild ride to begin with, and to close out my final time in college with this internship has been enlightening, to say the least. And I just can't wait to see what this brings me and see what all my other friends are doing from this internship and just watching us go onward and upward.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think like we've formed such strong bonds. We'll all keep in touch like long after this summer. I'm excited to like run into you all in random conference, like entomology
You can't
conference.
get rid of me, Clarissa. I'm here. You can't get rid of me now.
But yeah, all right. Let's see. I guess we'll wrap this up. Thank you so much, Chloe, for joining. But here's some of your last information if you want to share it.
Yeah, please contact me at choward@calacademy.org if you have any more questions about beetles or about my research as well. And I also have my LinkedIn on there in case any future employers want to see me in their team. Please do. I encourage it. And thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining me, Chloe. This has been great. I know you were nervous, but like honestly,
So,
you killed this presentation. You've done a great job.
thank you, everybody.
Bye, everyone.